Hey guys, and welcome to the Igloo. Today we're going to make this a very quick one. Alrighty, so this is a hidden stairwell that I was seeing because I saw people doing stairs as replacements on Reddit, but maybe you can have a full hidden stairwell in the middle of a building where you can just make a 1x1 with the door and save some resources in different ways so that you can make it hidden. Now the other thing is when you look down, you can only clip through the door while looking down. So if you're looking up, you can't look up at all. So you can put chests and shit on up there. But in the way that we have it right here is that we have a hidden stairwell that we're going to have to push it. Now you can put a ceiling as long as it doesn't clip with the shelf. So you can actually lock off your whole stairwell and everything like that. So you can actually have a pretty good setup when it comes to like locking up the stairwell. They would have to destroy the shelves if they're PvPing on the shelves. So whether they're doing like a coat patch or something like that makes it so that it's going to be extremely hard to climb up. And it's like, oh my god, how do you do this? Now I always check to see if I can put a ceiling in between. Even though I'm just like, alright, we gotta make this so that it's actually reasonable so that you can climb up and you can lock out every single point. So we know that it is a hidden stairwell. That's the easiest way to make almost anything in this game. Now I know I've been seeing a lot of people making hidden vault rooms and stuff like that, but it's so easy to do this. Now when I was trying to figure out, and this is a big thing that's a problem on this, is that when you destroy something right next to a doorway, that you can't put it back for some reason. But what I'm assuming is that you can put like maybe like a ceiling right next to it, like to the wall right next to it or something like that, as long as it's supported by a pillar slash ceiling from the middle. I would 100% agree with this kind of strategy to have like something hidden also underneath of it. So it's always the point of like hiding your stuff, and this is where I was experimenting, just putting like a little 1x1 kind of style on how to actually do this. I'm like, all right, I finally have it down there. Let's put it in there and let's seal up the ceiling and see what it is. So this is how I figured out that you can't really do anything with the door after you dismantle the bottom, so you can't really place it right next to it. I hope they fix this. I really do. But that's just one of the bugs where it's a building bug. And I was experimenting even further, so if you did do this, I mean, you can still put a bunch of chests at the bottom so they don't be like, oh, there's stuff at the very bottom. It's going to be very easy for this. And it's easier to get down than it is to get up. So you can make this as a drop hatch or a quick escape for you and your clan if you're being raided or in one side. I like making quick escapes. It's so fun to make quick escapes. Oh my god. Now I started implementing this strategy for this kind of building design, is that you just put like maybe like a furnace underneath here. But I would suggest tier 2 stairs. I wouldn't suggest tier 1 stairs all the time, depending on the scenario for building. Yes, tier 1 stairs are the best so that people can't go up to the next tier, so you can destroy it easier and making it easy to do. Now, I made it this way specifically with the furnace and the cauldron, so that they can't destroy the furnace immediately and you would hear them on that. But also, I'm worrying about this design as a compact design when it comes to actually placing things. And I like using shelves now more than stairs when it comes to building design and antiquations. So when I am going around the corner right here and I'm like, ooh, let's see what we can place. Now you can place it this way exactly, so you can put even as much room as you can. Now on this, I'm focusing on building within a 3x3. Now, when you are trying to get this 3x3 made specifically, and you're like, alright, well, I would like to keep a low profile, and there's a lot of gods on this server, I would definitely do this design. Now, if there was a no-god server, it would be almost instantly to your loot. So I would recommend still building on a pillar for a unraidable base design, or if you put a few traps, like I have in my trap base videos downstairs, it makes it so that they have to think and then they get stuck, and it makes them waste more time getting to their spot. I just made that little platform so I can actually lock up the bottom as well. But one of the bigger things that you can do is you can either set up like a tier 1 ceiling underneath like a tier 2 kind of setup, so if they put explosives down, they fall. So you don't have to keep destroying stairs and rebuilding them, and it makes it a lot easier while you're going around. I had to dismantle this carpenter's bench because it was acting up, so I had to go in first person. Sometimes when you're building, you have to go to first person so that you can place things right, because it doesn't always work in third person. So when you're going around in like a solo base design, yes, you're going to have to be dealing with this more and more than if you were dealing with maybe like a small group base design where it has like maybe, I would assume, 3 to 4 people. But if you're dealing with a Zerg, when I say a Zerg, I mean anywhere from 8 to 12 people that are like very active on the clan at everybody's same hours. This would not do. This would not do. Zerg clan, I'm presently in a very big clan. They're not all active, so I don't consider them a Zerg, but they're almost a Zerg right now. So this is how the design would be, in my personal opinion. Put the vault like somewhat underneath, because vaults are bugged, especially as you as a solo player. Of course, your server rules may vary when it comes to like how you place a vault. Some servers require foundations underneath the vault so they can get everything done. Now, this way that I built the vault and how the spinning around the whole structure is another way to trap people in a certain way, so it files people into your base to only come one way. So if they attack you directly, there's only one way for them getting in. So let's say a hypothetical example is that they're going to be attacking you, and then they have to come up the one way up the stairs. So they have one way to jump through, they have one way to come on up, and it's your main way. You're forcing people. I know you can't like destroy all ways of them coming up, like especially with raid towers and such, but that's why you would have to either foundation spam if it's permitted on your server, or you do something like that. Now again, when you're a solo player, you can't really prevent when someone just wants to god you. There's no way to prevent it at all. So my thing right here is to put roofs. So as a solo player sometimes that I play on different servers, I put this technique so it makes people crouch to get to your other portions of your base. The reason why you want people to crouch while they're going up is so that it limits their movements. So you can hammer spam, you can put a trident in front of their face, you can co-patch them so they won't move, you can place like maybe a small chest in front, put a thrall, get them to be shot, because if you want to limit like a raider's movement going towards your base, the better. Because if their movement is restricted, you have the advantage. You could just be like, I got it, they can't get me. That's the whole point of this like sloped roof right next to the wall. Yes, they could still be blowing up right next to me or anything like that, but the whole point is to get to the main door. Now they could blow up from here, I understand this, but they would have to know exactly where to blow up. If they don't know exactly where to blow up, they're probably going to be screwed. They probably are. And it's going to... Sometimes you have to destroy these walls and stuff. It's unfortunate, but, I mean, it's the building structure that's presently in Conan Exiles. Now, if you guys have any other questions, comments, and concerns, please leave a like and comment down below. I try to read almost all my comments for all my videos. And to have more stair designs, trap-based designs, and all that kind of stuff, heat it up with me and have a good one.